Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Cleaning Out Your Communication with God, Cleaning Out Your Communication with the Divine. I'm Andrew, and today helping us with our sound is Trevor, and he's playing a 40-inch subatomic gong. I always like to let people know it's a great gong, but it's not, the gong itself is not going to be doing the energy work. You are. You're the person who's doing the energy work. It's just a nice accompaniment to this. So today's more of a guided meditation versus watching me do a healing. And if you like, I would say find a place that's comfortable and quiet to sit down while you're listening to this video or watching it. And if you need to put a pause on the tape to do that, fine. You don't have to sit cross-legged like you're some performative yogi. You can sit in a couch or a chair. You want to sit upright. Notice your breath. Say hello to your body. See if it says hello back. Slow to your back and your shoulders, your feet. If you have any part of you that's uncomfortable, maybe just say hello to it and just let it kind of start to ground out. I'd love for you to imagine your first chakra, which is at the base of your spine, your first chakra, connected by an energy cord, an energy grounding cord to the center of the planet. Don't worry, the planet can handle it. She's a big girl, and you can imagine getting a little wider. And stay up here, up in your head. You don't have to go down to the center of the planet to make sure, but just postulate that it's hooked into the center planet and hooked into your first chakra very well. And maybe it's about 2 or 3 feet wide. It's wider than your body. It's got to tuck your aura into it. Imagine your aura coming about 2 feet around you and 2 or 3 feet around you, and there's on every side, and it's tucking into that grounding cord. It's just starting to release. Your aura is an energy field around you, and it's not just your energy that's all perfect and light in there. There's all sorts of stuff. Projects. Maybe somebody you had a fight with at the DMV. Maybe someone that you had to make change for at the counter job. Yeah, whatever it is, just allow it to release from your aura into the grounding cord. The grounding cord will just take it down to the center of the planet. You don't have to push it. It just releases. Ah, that feels good. Just allow that to happen. And then say hello to yourself. One of the things you're trying to do here is heal yourself and your communication with the divine. But say hello to yourself. What do you notice? What happens when you say hello to yourself? If I say hello to myself, kind of feel a positive vibration. Like I like acknowledging that my energy exists. I can tune in and feel, oh yeah, there's some muck here. Parts of myself I may not like myself. I'm not saying I love every part of myself, and that's part of what the theme is in this healing. So take a moment to say hello to yourself. And then take a moment in this quiet space. You're meditating quietly behind your head, behind your eyes, excuse me, not behind your head, behind your eyes, in the center of your head. Just go, okay, I'm here. I'm thinking myself right here. See what happens when you say hello to God. I don't care, male, female, just energy. Say hello to the Supreme Being, the Creator, the Divine Force, Allah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, that's up to you. So many terms are fraught with energy, but just say hello to that creative energy. And you get a hello back. Do you feel the hello? Do you hear it? Do you see it? Do you just know it? Or do you feel you can't hear it all, can't experience it at all? all of these things are okay. There's no right or wrong here. You're not being judged for any reaction whatsoever. My example is I feel like a very strong energy that comes in on the top of my aura, and it's coming down, and it's sort of like a bright healing light. And for me, it's just reminding me that I'm kind of on track. I'm on my path. But that's just me. There are millions of ways, however many people there are to experience it. There's no one right way. And there's so many individual ways. So the first thing we're gonna do today is kind of say, like, healing one part, just one little part of ourselves that maybe feels we're unworthy to receive from our Creator. Just one part. That's where I see a lot of things happen, like people trying to prove how good they are to God to maybe receive love, or people, striving to behave a certain way to do that. I mean, I even look sometimes. I look at some people doing the things in the name of religion. We go, "Oh my God, they're so horrific. Why are they doing it?" Sometimes, if you look, not all of them, but some of them are like, "I'm doing this because I believe this will show God how much I love God. I love the divine." But they're hurting other people. But they're saying, "This is going to show God how much I love them, and I can then get my approval." And it's just a mistake of inexperience or lack of knowledge. We all make that along the way. It's all part of our spiritual paths. I've made my healthy amount of shares in many lifetimes. It's okay. So, but then we have that part of us going, what are we trying to do? We're trying to show. We try to heal. We're trying to have. We're trying to do all this stuff. So, but it's all boiling down to some level of perhaps guilt, perhaps self-judgment, punishment. So let's say we're going to take out one layer of this today. So I want you to close your eyes and imagine you are a spirit. You're a healthy spirit, and you're in your astral body, whatever. I want you just to imagine yourself leaving your body and going to the corner of the room and looking down at your body. So go down to the corner of the room, and I'm looking down, and I want you to imagine lighting up a piece of energy that's preventing you from having more of God's love. And just say hello to it from the corner of the room. See where you notice it. For example, mine's around my fourth chakra, how I feel about myself, that kind of, my fourth chakra. A lot of guilt and self-judgment. And I want you to imagine those spiritual hands you might have in the corner of the room. Imagine your spiritual body. Come and just go to wherever it is and just kind of put a glowing energy in your spiritual hands, and just go near to where that piece of energy is, and just kind of run a gold forgiveness through there. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, forgiving whatever's keeping you from having God more, having God love more, having God's grace, having God's gifts, having God's abundance, whatever you were looking for in there. So I start to do it. It starts to come out, and it's a big piece where it was a lifetime where I was very angry at God, and I swore at him, and I said, "I'm never going to listen to you again. Yeah, you didn't take me down the right path, and now I'm bereft and lost. But I can forgive myself for that. I'm not there now." So just let that energy come out, and let the part that doesn't need to exist anymore disappear, and the part you can just imagine, because we're doing this on a very high energy level, this video, that your Akashic record keeper will come down and take whatever piece of energy needs to be stored away. And just forgive yourself, forgive everyone involved in the situation. Forgive yourself if, like, oh, I judged myself because I was a preacher who didn't say the right things, or I judged the preacher who told me the wrong things, and whatever things. Or I feel guilty because I killed 40 people in a boating accident. that, or I feel I'm not deserving of love because of that, or I did any number of the 10 sins Moses put, whatever it is that you believe, this lifetime or other lifetimes. Or the only way I can forgive myself because the only way I can talk to God is if I become a priest, but I didn't want to be a priest, or this. So as that starts to come out, I want you to imagine, again, coming fully back into your body, that spiritual body coming fully back in, and kind of just ground yourself. Fully coming back in and just sort of lit more there. Now here's the fun part. Here's the part. We always spend so much time trying to do this all on our own. I'm going to do it all on my own, and then I'll show God, I'll prove to God. No. Just kind of lit. Ask God. Ask the Creator. Ask Yahweh. Ask Allah. Ask whatever you want to call it, to help you heal the rest of it. Let this open up. This problem thing is we're trying to open up where we can receive more. So let's just let them help the rest. So I'm going, God, can you help me heal this part? And I feel the energy coming down. The Holy Spirit actually. So yeah, this had a little karma on it. The Holy Spirit's coming down. It's saying, I'm happy to. And as that's healing, energy's filling up my arms, my hands. Yeah, just like what Trevor's playing. And, hands. And what's coming out is part where I didn't feel like I was worthy to truly create, to truly have in this, but with God's blessing. Well, I could do it, but it was always like, I hope God will enjoy this one. Fingers crossed, as opposed to working in league. And I still work in league, but this is just another piece. There's always layers. One of the places where I learned that the creator of it, the head teacher, was like, we're like an onion peeling off layers, and just another layer. And if you ask for it right now, if you're watching this video, I really got very clearly the Holy Spirit, God said, they will come and give you a healing if you ask for it when you're watching this video. So please, they don't want you to feel, it's not, I'm special. I'm just teaching you some techniques. I'm not special. Yeah. And then I want you to take a look after you get this healing. See if you can have more communication, greater acceptance. I'm going to kind of ask, hey, where can I allow God to reach me and communicate to me now? I couldn't let you have it here, my fourth chakra, and it was affecting a lot of my creativity. And now when I look, I feel much more presence around me. It's much more around here, and I'm allowing them more, allowing the Creator, the Divine, more into my space of mental creativity when I'm coming up with ideas. Because I have felt a little empty on some new ideas. I've been a little frustrated. Not super frustrated. They're flowing, but not, I like them really to flow. I'm a flower. And I feel like that is there. When you're inspired, you're often inspired by the Divine. It's coming in. It's also healing my actual circulatory system, my physical heart, and flowing and healing that too. The spiritual is healing the physical. Now, for you, it's going to be totally different. It's okay. I'm just giving you an example to see if you start to pay attention, start to become aware, greater awareness. And yeah, the last thing I'm going to remind you is, I don't know if there's the prodigal son story in the Bible. You've been away, parts of you have been away for a while, but when it's coming back, God is so happy. I'm not saying this from a religious evangelical, I'm just telling you just as spirit to spirit. The Divine, the Creator, is really happy when we start to turn back and communicate more and more. It's imagine, if you were a parent and your kid goes away and you don't see them for a year because they're growing up or doing something. And if a parent is going to be concerned or worried or want to have that communication again in whatever new way it's going to be. So God and all the pieces are wanting that communication. It's not like you have to prove to them or this or that. And they can help you with your steps. So yeah. So call to them, ask them, take time in your days to meditate, even if it's just it's too noisy in my house with everyone. I'm just going to go sit out in the backyard. I'm going to sit in my car. I'm going to take a walk around the block. I'm going to go, go down. If you're in the city, go down to the park that's quiet, and ask for healing. Ask for hello. Each step builds that muscle. Each step opens that energy greater, and you deserve it. You don't have to do anything. Just by your very existence, you deserve it. But we have layers. Thank you. May this video, if you participate in it, help you out a lot. And thank you for letting me share this with you.